Boom, indeed. We are live. Welcome. Tonight, got Cody Moose in the hoose. You want to plug your channel real quick so we may well just get that over with?
Yeah, so check out my channel, Cloudology. Talk about cloud stuff occasionally, every once in a while. Sometimes about crypto stuff too, which is also going to be today's topic.
Yes, indeed. We don't have Yin tonight. Actually, you know what? I'll if you remind me, I have to tag you guys after I schedule the stream. So I'll just like tag you guys in the title afterwards. And I keep saying you guys, but Yin is not here, Josh, right? Yin's gone.
Yin
So
is
guys,
gone.
we haven't had I haven't had a video in a while about the state of the tech economy, other than just that one that I did the other night with to kind of like to quelch the dooming aspect of it. But this is going to be kind of like that, except in this case, we're going to specifically talk about the Web3 tech jobs market. So first and foremost, like Cody, I know we were talking in like one of the webinars the other night about how like suddenly you, me, a couple of people have had a lot of people in our inbox on LinkedIn asking about Web3 jobs, and it kind of slowed down for a little bit, but it kind of feels like it's back up, picking up speed again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There was like it was dead for a very long time. Don't get me wrong, but more recently, there's definitely been most of my messages on LinkedIn have been about Web3 jobs or crypto jobs. Relating to the cloud side, which we'll get into later, which is kind of an interesting development going forward. But yeah, I've definitely noticed that.
What do you think the reason for that is?
Well, the basically the companies that survived this bear market they've been building the entire time. So I can't mention any names, but I know of a few that have been building throughout this entire bear market and that are coming out with new things and that are going to conferences and they're putting out positive press about their company. Same as it always is, but you see a lot more of it obviously during a bull market. But in the bear market, it's kind of like like what happened to all those companies in the bull market. But there are
Yeah.
still companies out there like doing stuff, like they're still building, like despite everyone forgetting about crypto for the last year or whatever. It's still happening. So
Yeah, and I guess like, and I know we've all heard this before, but like the best time to build is not like at the
yeah,
peak of the euphoria, because at the end of the day, dude, like there is a whole economy tied to this part of the internet, right? And the least the worst time to start building really is in like the height of that economic euphoria that's going on, and the better time to start building is when everyone's like washed away, right? I mean,
yeah,
we know that one client, uh that won't name the name, you know what I'm talking about. They came up
yeah,
with a good idea, and they were trying to rush, wham bam, thank you ma'am, get it done, uh like literally right at like the peak of everything, right?
yeah,
And then as soon as things started going sour, they just got cold feet and left.
pretty
And what they
much.
should have done is they should be working on what they wanted to do like now, and that way, uh, you're kind of like shrouded by the cover of night. I think
Exactly.
I think another thing too is like uh, hubris, because maybe this it may be anti-hubris, because like when people are when all that stuff's going good and well, and you can be proud of it, right? You can be proud. Hey, I was in this thing for years and years before all you guys came here, and then all of a sudden, when it's not so good, and then the news is like Bitcoin has died for the 3,080th time. Everybody, please sell now, and then all of a sudden it's like, I probably shouldn't talk about that. Shh, be quiet about it, kind of thing. I think that might have like the less discussion of it from everyone, because it was on like every YouTube channel, every news channel was talking about this shit. Uh, that might have kind of like taken it out of the public eye as much, and then kind of like just what humanity does, just kind of trends away from things and then towards things and back and forth, right?
Yeah. I think a lot of it also had to do with these companies just wanting to make the money, not
Oh,
necessarily concerned about the product itself. They're just like, put anything out and make money.
yeah.
So
Well,
they're
and
trying to
because we
capitalize
saw,
on it before the market
dude,
died.
you hit the nail on the head, bro. You hit the nail on the head. Because we like, you could do that. Like you could just go make a bunch of crypto dog NFTs and just make a bunch of money from that. You could just go put stickers everywhere, and people would buy it because they're like, oh, I'm gonna get rich off this. But little do they know, right?
Exactly.
What up, Jaw? It's good to see you tonight. Good to see you tonight. Um, okay, so the three things that we actually wanted to specifically talk about tonight were the trends, the current trends of Web3, current challenges, and maybe like current opportunities. And I think we got some pretty solid stuff for all three of those. So I will start, I suppose, with the trends. And I know you know about this too, but NFTs, they're still they're still a trend somehow.
They still
Uh,
here.
yeah, some for whatever reason, I don't really 100% know why, but they
Shout
are.
out to the Trump NFTs.
Indeed, dude, indeed. Um, I can actually say I can give an example of an NFT later that might actually be uh, a positive use case for something like the Bitcoin network. And speaking of the Bitcoin network, you guys check out this article right here. So, and this is the reason why I wanted to say this was a trend, other than just the fact that OpenSea is still having like really good record amounts of like I don't know about record amounts, but I think the number I heard this morning, it was like they still have like 1.6 million users every day on OpenSea.
That's
So
pretty good.
yeah, that's a lot of money that is going in there. But Bitcoin Network actually now has NFTs, guys. And so if you check this article out by CoinDesk, um, so Bitcoin NFTs, and they're called ordinal NFTs, all right? And how do you mint one? So we won't talk about so much about how and why, but uh, you guys all know NFTs from like the Ethereum network primarily, right? And maybe some other networks too. But what makes the Bitcoin network different is, I would just say, I mean, you could probably come up with a few things, huh, Cody? But uh, it's the most decentralized network, right? It's the least controlled. And unlike other networks, I'm not saying that like, Papa Klaus in the house is over there controlling all of Ethereum, but there is a little bit of like questionable nature going on, especially after ETH 2.0. If you actually wanted to be concerned, or if you were concerned about what your data in the form of an NFT, what could happen to it, it would probably be better to be on a network that is going to be impenetrable, right? And so now that's on Bitcoin, and they have these things called ordinal NFTs, like I had mentioned. And an ordinal NFTs, which basically just NFTs on Bitcoin. And the way that they do it, it's a little like I actually don't understand it 100% yet. But what you guys can see is ordinal NFTs use inscriptions. This inscription stuff is what I don't get yet to work. And the inscriptions are powered by
Ordinal theory.
Ordinal theory through the Ordinal protocol, which was developed by Casey Rodamore. What a nice name. Ordinal theory aims to give Satoshis, which is what, the smallest amount of Bitcoin, individual identities, allowing them to be tracked, transferred, and imbued with meaning. So basically, these things are like on Satoshis, right? Which is, I think that's kind of cool. Apparently, in the last 2 months that they've been out, the miners have made like $500,000 or $600,000 alone just off of like the transactions from people minting and transferring these ordinal NFTs. So what do you think about that, Cody?
Yeah, I mean, obviously NFTs are probably, I don't know if like the same NFTs are gonna be back next quarter or next go around, next ride on the roller coaster. Um, but I think they do have a use case outside of like pictures of dogs and rocks and cats or apes or whatever. Because they could signify like ownership of something. Like I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but think about like title transfers or deed transfers or some kind of like, hey, I own this object in the real world, and here's my electronic deed that is forever on the blockchain, forever owned by my address. So you're gonna have to identify yourself in order to prove that you own it. So that's a downside, but that's where I kind of see the NFT use case going. That might be way way advanced for what they're doing now, but I mean, clearly the market is saying there's some kind of value there. We just don't know what it is. Maybe greater than pump and dump schemes, maybe. So we'll see where that leads in the future, I think.
Yeah, people like, obviously going to want to have their like their monkeys and stuff, right? But
Yeah.
one thing that I heard off of Mark Moss's channel today, dude, which blew my mind. I can't like it. I've never even thought of this before. So like what is, I'll ask you, what is a thing that is illegal in most countries because the government usually takes it away. And currently in like the United States, and you don't have to say the word, currently in the United States, there's always constantly been a like I guess you could say like legislative battle to try to kind of take these things away. Something that was kind of given to the people of the United States via rights in the Constitution. You know what I'm talking about? The pew pews,
Yeah.
the self defense weapons. So on his channel, he made a point. And he was like, "Hey, part of the whole purpose of the Bitcoin network and what makes it so good is like that it kind of moves the economy away from the powers that be, and it puts it into everyone else's hands." Now, and then he said, so most people that are Bitcoin, most of the hardcore Bitcoiners and like the people who were Bitcoiners before Bitcoin was worth anything, right? These people got into it because they were like, "Hey, I like freedom, hashtag freedom, blah, 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 blah," right? What if you could, and apparently you can, what if the idea would be to take the 3D printing files for these like self-defense things and store them in one of those NFTs? So that way all you could do is just go and grab it and download it, and then wherever you are, no matter where you are, whatever country you're in, you'd have the ability to do that, and no one can pick up a phone call and say, "Hey, you got to delete that off the internet," right?
That's true. I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah, I
That
didn't either, dude. I didn't either. It blew my mind.
yeah, that's a pretty good I mean a pretty bad idea. Why would you ever do
Yeah,
that?
terrible idea. Never do that.
Terrible.
Never. Jaw said, "Do you think NFTs will come back?" I mean, dude, someone just made a random bid on one of my NFTs for like it's like 3 years old that I was like, "The fuck is someone bidding like $41 on this piece of junk right here?" I mean, I don't know if they necessarily are like gone. I think the OpenSea's like users per day, like the volume's still there, if not like doing pretty good. Most people that are in NFTs outside of the bull run are just like normal people, like Zoomers, dude, just Zoomers. And a lot of them go and buy this stuff with a credit card. They don't even know what crypto is. They do it through the site, and that's it. Is like the hysteria going to come back? I don't know, man. I guess it all depends on whether or not the
I
people.
think maybe just for the memes they will come back.
Yeah,
Like
maybe, yeah,
at the very least, you can guarantee that the memes of NFTs will come back.
yeah. The power of the memes are real. Can't AI generated images end up being on NFTs? I mean, yeah, dude, anything could be on an NFT.
Yeah, I mean that's how NFTs are generated anyway. They're usually generated with AI,
Yeah.
even before the buzzwords and the YouTube thumbnails.
CryptoKitties.
Yeah,
First one, they use a script, quote unquote AI. They wrote code that put a bunch of images together randomly, and then like, hey,
much.
whatever one was the coolest one, that's the rarest one. Well, that's what you get. But yeah, you can put anything. I mean, you can literally put 3D printing files for things that you can 3D print, transcribe those into NFTs. So, I mean, technically, my friend, actually, you can do anything, right? Okay, so I guess enough about NFTs for now. I am going to say I think that that's like a current trend just because Bitcoin Network's doing it, and bada boom, bada bing, that's it. And Bitcoin's, we all know Bitcoin's number one, right?
Yeah.
What about like current challenges right now in the Web3 job market in particular?
Web3 job market. So, challenge we didn't talk about is I think the barrier to entry to the market is probably significant. Not probably. I know it's a little bit higher than it was previously because back in 2021, anyone that knew HTML was getting a Web3 developer job, right?
Yeah.
But now we've kind of got to this point where we see what is needed in the market or what these companies want to bring to the market, and they're needing actual like technical skill to build these things. And especially like with the release of like ETH 2.0, which we'll talk about later. but that's definitely one thing from a job perspective. The barrier to entry is slowly climbing. It's still not impossible. Like, if you're just like naturally good or like you're just naturally competent, to be honest with you, chances are they're going to give you a shot. They're going to be like, all right, well, this guy's not a dummy, so let's maybe a junior position. We'll give you a junior position and see what happens, or bring you on via a proxy company or something like that. So
yeah, and another thing I noticed too with a lot of those companies, especially if it's like a smaller Web3 company, if you're someone that actually is into Web3, like it actually is like a passion, a hobby, whatever word you want to call it to you, and it's important to you, and you can express that. You can go and talk shop with them. You can talk about like just things outside of just, hey, like this specific thing that we're developing on. I think that they appreciate that, and I think that it'll help too. And I think the reason why that'll help is because they saw so many people, like you said, in 2021 try to rush into Web3. They were like, oh yeah, we're not going to do that again because those people just leave as soon as like the market goes south, right? So
yeah, they're definitely on the lookout for people who basically give a shit about Web3 in general, or even have like small knowledge about it, and that are actually like looking for a job in Web3. Not many people, even in IT, look for a job in Web3.
True.
They're just like,
Very
oh,
true.
that's scam market. Oh, get out of here with that.
Yeah.
But it's a real thing,
I think another thing too, maybe why the barrier entry might be a little bit like higher now is because there's less of these companies have less absurd amounts of money, right?
That's another thing too. These are small companies that are, basically trying to run on a shoestring budget, and basically being supported by the people that use them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not like, some of them do, like a lot of them do have venture capitalists or whatever that throw them a bunch of money and they're like, here, do this, but they actually have to produce results now to gain that interest back, to to make the VC buy-in worth it. They actually have to produce something. Whereas like back in 2021, you were like, hey, we're going to do this cool thing. And then a bunch of money would flood in. They would never release it. And then a bunch of, they would just rug basically.
Yeah. So, I was going to say, dude, a lot less of them have VC money now. So
yeah,
these days, oh Lord, we are live. Yes, we are, Max Signitas. Yes, we are. Another challenge I can think of maybe is just like yes, I think based off of like anecdotal stuff, it seems like places are picking up on like the hiring for it and expanding, but I still think that I'm willing to bet there's probably some more companies out there, whether they're like a big company that could easily get into Web3. I don't know, like Coinbase. Not that, because Coinbase is not a real Web3 company yet, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. But there are companies out there that I think probably could afford it, and just are holding off because they're just afraid that, hey, something might happen again. So speaking of challenges, other than just with that, I think people getting into the idea of it might be a little kind of thrown off because of one of the biggest challenges with just the entire like cryptocurrency market right now. And that has to do with the good old SEC, Mr. Gary Gensler. So here's what's going on with this, guys. And here's another article by CoinDesk. And this is specifically talking about Ethereum. The SEC's crackdown on Ethereum staking has a silver lining. So this might be a good thing. The SEC's recent actions shut down centralized staking services, but not individual staking on decentralized services, because you can't do that. But anyway, that could increase decentralization and help restore crypto's original mission. Instead of going in the whole article and reading everything about ETH staking and regulation, the point of this article was this is just one thing going on right now with the SEC and cryptocurrency. Like the SEC, here's what I think. After the whole FTX thing, dude, I think that made him look like a fool. And Celsius too. Like, I'm probably missing like 3 or 4 different places here, but like, what is the SEC's job? It's to protect the investor, right?
Allegedly.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Did anybody that lost money in like Celsius or FTX, were they protected?
No, not at all.
Especially not with FTX, dude, because like some of the people at the SEC knew people at FTX, right?
Yeah.
I think that made them look like a bunch of punks, and I think that made them look it was whatever was going on. I don't know what was going on. It looked little sus. And And I think that they like went and hid for a little bit. The SEC was like, all right, we're gonna chill out. And now they're gonna try to come back, which is what they're trying to do now. They're coming back full force and they're knocking down doors and taking names. Dude, their SEC is suing Paxos right now?
I didn't know that.
They're
It
suing
makes
Paxos,
sense.
dude.
They're kind of going. They're going after a lot.
Dude, but the thing is, Paxos is they're going after Tether, they're going after Paxos, but Paxos is an American run company, and the like financial division that Paxos is like listed under in New York City is like one of the strictest, most regulated divisions ever. So like probably Paxos, they probably have every one of their stable coins is probably like 1-to-1 backed. I would probably be like, not, maybe they might be $5 off. I don't fucking know. But I would be shocked if they were like, oh yeah, half of Paxos' stable coins are like fake, right?
Yeah.
Because they're regulated. This place is regulated heavily. Like they probably have people coming in there like looking at cash in a vault or something. I don't know.
Yeah. They got the little Harry Potter goblins.
Yeah, they're little
looking through the vaults.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. But here's why. Like I think Tether, Paxos, and BUS, Binance, all that. Who are they not going after for a stable coin? USDC, right?
Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that, right? That's why. That's why. I think it's because that's their little that's the one that they want to have control over. They don't want to have anyone else have control over the dollar. Which, dude, I would argue like, so because of stablecoins, man, like more people in other countries are getting dollarized. Like they're using dollars. Like people in like Turkey who like have an inflation rate of like 100% every day, like negative 100% value of their currency every day or whatever. That was a joke, but the Turkish currency, what is it called? It's the lira. Is it the lira?
Maybe.
Well, whatever it is.
If only we had these super powered things at our fingertips that we could Google that.
If only we had a computer.
But what is
Sadar? If you're listening to me, I'm sorry I don't remember the name of your currency, but I know a dude in Turkey right now, and bro, he's like they're buying. They literally buy like food and toilet paper because instead of keeping their money in cash because they're like it's that bad. It was getting really bad for a while, like a year ago. But those people, they had access to dollars, and if anything, I would argue that makes the dollar stronger. These people are nuts, dude. They're fucking crazy, and they don't know. They don't know what they're doing, man.
And I know that article was supposed to be like a bull market pump article, but they might be right. They might be right. Old CoinDesk, what was it, CoinDesk?
Mm-hmm.
About it being a good thing, because I happened to have a conversation with someone today. I'll just leave it at that. And they are very big on the decentralization aspect. Like that was, that's what caused them to really push forward on the project that they're working on. And granted, it's not 100% decentralized. It's it's based off of Ethereum, obviously not 100% decentralized, but it is a step forward from what they had previously, and I think it is it's very interesting. But so even though that was a bull market pump article or like a bear market pump article, I believe there's a shred of truth to it being a positive thing, because there are companies out there that legitimately do want this to be decentralized and permissionless and all this other stuff. But it's going to be an uphill battle from here on out, I think.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because we got Mr. Gensler, Mr. Gary Gensler to go against, and people of the likes. But I think I can concur with that. Jaw says Web3 reminds me of the internet boom in the 90s that went crazy. Yeah, I mean it's basically like the next iteration, the newest iteration of it. Annie, in the house. Andrew Mack, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Yes, it has been a while. He says Turkish lira. Yes, it is the Kira. He says Turkish Kira and then lira. Yeah, it's the lira. It's the lira. The lira. All right, Cody. What about out of the three an opportunity right now in Web3, at least with the job markets? What are you thinking? What are you seeing?
Opportunities. So there's a reason why I'm on this show today, but the opportunities actually are in cloud. So because of ETH 2.0 and the nature of proof of stake in general. So long story short, proof of stake essentially demands a lot of fast transaction speeds. If you look at any layer twos, they're like what do people like about them the most? Instant. Everything's instant. Everything's immediate. And the only thing that is going to facilitate that, and I hate to say it, it's the cloud, guys. Like that is the only thing that's going
True.
to facilitate that kind of reliability. Like, because otherwise you're depending on random people hosting, nodes or mining or doing whatever. You're basically, at the mercy of their compute power or their network or their whatever. So there's a lot of job opportunities in cloud and Web3 that I'm seeing more now than previously, throughout the market. Because I was looking during the bull market, it was all developer stuff. It was all back end engineer, Solidity developer, front end engineer. Now, a lot of it is switching over to site reliability engineer. A lot of it's switching over to DevOps engineer because they know it's the same thing. Like without that infrastructure behind it, they're not going to be able to keep up, 99.999 uptime reliability. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to keep that without using cloud of some kind. They're not going to be able to keep, the fast transaction speeds without utilizing cloud native solutions. Like it's kind of a mark of the beast a little bit, but that's what people want. I mean, people don't want to wait, 30 minutes like boomer Bitcoin waiting for, their Bitcoin to get somewhere after 30, 45 minutes, So, you know, granted, good and bad, balance, but definitely a lot of opportunities if you want to get into cloud. Like I'm seeing a ton, like literally a ton, literally on that article. I don't think you showed it yet, the Web3 salaries, but at the bottom, the
Yeah.
first one was site reliability
Yep.
engineer.
Yep.
And you didn't see that in 2021. And now you're seeing it because of the ETH 2.0 merge. I'm assuming, I would imagine that's why, because proof of stake.
Yeah, and
now.
yeah, that definitely is going to make like reliability in the cloud like a lot more prevalent, right? And then plus, like people are going to try to follow what ETH is doing with their other protocols too, if they want to be able to keep up with the same amount of like you said, uptime and everything else, and just the speed and reliability and etc.
And a little meta for you guys. I happen to know that Google is typically the cloud of choice for Web3 engineers, and I happen to also know they cut a lot of deals for Web3 companies on cloud hosting costs. So if you want to do cloud engineering, I would probably focus on the Google side because that's listen. When it comes to Web2, AWS is the top dog. There's no denying that at all. I think this is Google looking for their next opportunity and investing heavily into these small Web3 companies that are actually legitimately producing a product. And they're cutting them a bunch of slack. They're giving them a bunch of deals, and they're like, "All right, hey, we'll help you out with like X amount of support. We'll offer you training on how to use our stuff." I'm sure AWS is doing the same thing on the backside, but if you look at cloud tools like Kubernetes, or just networking tools like Kubernetes, that's kind of more tailored towards Web3 type stuff. That's kind of what it was made for. You would think it was made for stuff like that, but definitely there's some big moves going on behind the scenes that you don't really get to see right away, or probably will never see, to be honest, until
until after the fact.
Yeah, until after the fact. But
yeah, well, dude, I think maybe that could be. Could that be something that Google tries to pull off? And like, because what is Google doing profitable right now?
Nothing. Like, nothing.
Yeah, I really can't think of anything, dude. I'm not trying to be facetious. I think I said
well,
that.
no,
Like
that's Google's thing. Their thing is not about profitability. It's like, they'll lose money on a product and just continue going on it and beat it into the ground until they're like, oh, well, I guess we got to get rid of this.
Yeah.
They'll even launch it. They'll launch it to the public and be like, here's this great thing you can use for free. And then people will be using it for years. And then they'll be like, all right, we're taking this away because it's not making any money. So that's kind of what Google does. And that's what they always have done. And it's interesting to see them getting as heavily involved. It's actually interesting to see them getting heavily involved versus AWS. But I think AWS has the government sector and DoD pretty much tied down, along with Microsoft Azure. But I definitely think Google's trying to make a swing play here with Web3. They're trying to be in front of the trend right now. because they're pushing hard.
That'd be smart. That'd be a smart thing to do on their part, dude. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the only. Honestly, I think it's kind of their last ditch effort in order
Yeah.
to like stay relevant. You know what I mean?
Look at Meta, Facebook. Like, so that's another thing too, man. And that you could tie that into the NFT stuff, because like if you're gonna have a metaverse, everything that you have in existence in there is going to be most likely an NFT and or linked to it, tied or linked to an NFT in some way, shape, or form, right? Guys, like as much as dude, I don't want to say this either, but as much as you guys aren't gonna like to hear it, Facebook and Meta, they have a large history, and they have some big old blue hewing nuts to swing around. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do end up being, as much of a joke it is, or vaporware their stuff is right now. I wouldn't be surprised they end up being one of the top like dogs in the Web3 space, specifically like the metaverse space. So that's all they got left too. You see people. Do you have a Facebook? I don't even use Facebook anymore.
I do, but I deleted the app. I just never use it. I still use Instagram, of course, but
yeah. But like, very few people I know are very like active on Facebook anymore. That's like it's boomer book now, dude. So like,
yeah, pretty much.
You know, these
Anyone
companies
under
do what they can
the
to
age
stay,
of 30.
relevant. What was that?
Yeah, anyone under the age of 30 is probably not using Facebook.
No, dude. Early in the house says, give me a crypto job. But bro, my AWS. My AWS. Yeah, dude, you're right about the AWS thing. I think AWS probably has the
they got plenty of money, dude.
Yeah.
That's literally, Amazon is only profitable because of AWS.
Yeah, right. Rip Oculus. I haven't heard anything about them in a while. I don't even know. Is Oculus still a thing?
I know they still sell their little console things. Didn't they get bought out? I thought they got bought out by somebody, but I could be wrong.
Didn't Facebook buy them out?
I think they did. And they made the little like VR goggles that were like $500 and made people sick and throw up.
Facebook did buy Oculus founder who sold his VR started to Mark Zuckerberg. Yep.
Oof,
So he got Zuck, dude.
Man.
He got Zuck, bro.
He got abducted by that alien.
Okay, so and we may as well actually show some data here with some of the Web3 stuff. So in conclusion, guys, allow me to show you a distinguished list of Web3 job information currently. Now, we try to look on the site before the stream to make sure this data was just from the site, and we can't find anything indicating that it's pulling data elsewhere. So we're going to assume, guys, that all the data in here is just from this specific site. All right, I could be wrong. All right, I could be right. Either way, that's the assumption that we're going to operate under when we're looking at this stuff. So February 2023, which is the current month that we're in right now, how much do Web3 developers get paid? The average Web3 developer salary is anywhere between 100K to 173K per year. So we're at like maybe like the lower bounds of like Silicon Valley entry level pay, and then like the upper bounds of like maybe bumfuck nowhere pay for like a good senior engineer. So pretty solid pay for an average developer salary, right? Now, this didn't say that it included tokens and or like equity in companies. So that's something important to take into consideration, I think, because that actually usually does end up being way
more.
Way more. So it says the salary depends on technology, programming language, years of experience, location, and seniority. I'm willing to bet that the location, even if these are remote, they're still going to be paying people in certain areas certain amounts. Because look, in the article it'll say in South America they have the lowest salaries for Web3 developers. Because they're like, hey, we can we can get away with this or whatever. Companies are still going to be companies no matter what, right?
Yeah.
So
I noticed a lot of it kind of goes, because now companies do it like by state. You know, they judge it by state. I noticed in Web3 it's more by country. You know, so if you live in the US, you get paid more. If you live in South America, you probably are not going to get paid half of that. So they don't really give a damn what state you're in, to be honest. They're just like, oh yeah, US, okay, here you go.
Yeah, I could see that too. Uh, so we got C developer, and then they're going to make 173 to 255K per year. We got a lead developer, and that's 126 to 230K per year. That sounds about right too. North American developer, so just a developer in North America, 125 to 240K per year. And here's Web3 salaries by developer type and specific programming language. So we got Flutter. Flutter at the bottom over here, their average is like 65K. I don't know who like is like trying to go learn Flutter, but power to you. We got let's just start at the top. So we got C, right? And the average, and this is the average because they have up here at the
Surprising,
top.
actually.
What,
I
what
didn't expect
why is that?
C to be.
Why?
I don't know. I don't really see a lot of jobs for C, personally.
I think that's because there aren't, dude. And I think there
Yeah.
aren't because like what are the most of the stuff that you're gonna be doing with C is like literally the core like blockchain upgrades and development. And I guess if you're going to make a new chain, something similar to like based off like Bitcoin, and maybe isn't going to be like full smart contract compatible out of the gate, that's probably going to be C. So they probably
Or
aren't.
if you're writing like binaries, like depending
Yeah,
on how they're running their, indexers or whatever.
yeah, that too.
That's true.
So would you think that there's probably less jobs available with C?
I would think so, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. There's definitely I think there's definitely a use case for C. Like I said, with like writing binaries and stuff. But I don't really I don't see those job postings typically. Like, oh yeah, let me get a C plus
Yeah,
plus developer
I don't
or a
either.
C sharp developer. But
I
they
think
pay
there's a
pretty
few,
well
but
apparently. So
yeah. I also think it's probably one of the harder things to do too, right? Which probably why the pay is good, and there's sparse jobs. Really, so C is still doing the heavy lifting. A lot of stuff, methinks. Yeah, because that's basically what we said.
and
I
Rust is
hear,
pretty popular.
yeah, Rust being more popular as an alternative. I've yet to do any actual Web3 development with Rust, but whenever I think of something that I want to do, I think we'll get there. But Rust is on this list too, and Rust is like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th highest paid Web3 developer salary, right behind quote unquote smart contract developers, which I mean, that could be anything, but you could be a Rust developer and develop smart contracts
Yeah.
as well. Is C number 2, the average 160, machine learning 145, and we got DevOps over here 120, Python 110, Unity, Solana, full quote unquote full stack. I feel like that. I don't know. I feel like that average might be like. Well, I guess it depends on what they would. Because remember, we've seen people, but you and I both know somebody who's got an interview for a full stack Web3 developer position, and like the stuff that they made them do, they didn't even have to like do any back end work. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that we don't know. We don't really know the context there. Blockchain developer. I mean, JavaScript, backend, Golang, React, Node. Some of these I think are like might not be the
They're
best.
pulled from tags probably.
Yeah, or titles. And
Yeah.
keep in mind, people who make those applications are like sometimes it's like Susie or Karen from HR that
Yeah.
doesn't know anything. Solidity is in there, isn't it? It really says where's Solidity?
Yeah. It's pretty low on the list.
Is it in here?
Yeah. I think it's
Oh,
behind
yeah, right here, 100K. Huh? Yeah. So remember that price has definitely changed. We're gonna get to the changes of the salaries in a little bit, but damn, Python is ahead of Solidity. I think smart contract is probably also Solidity. I think smart contract is probably also Solidity. Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, that's why I said I don't know that name. Kind of like
you can thank the influx of cloud engineers for Python being so high on the list.
yeah, it's good. That's a good point, dude. That's a good point, man. That is a good point. I didn't think of that. C developers had the highest average salary, and that's 173K per year, with a minimum base salary of 60K and a maximum of 255K. And Flutter developers the lowest salary. Their average yearly salary is 65K with a minimum base salary of 18K and a maximum 120K. What the fuck, dude?
18K.
What the hell? So then they have the averages here, which we just went over, and then the max and the min for each one of those. So like what? Let's take Solidity for example. Where's Solidity? All right, so the max for Solidity is 240K, min is 50K, and the average is 100K. And then what about like
That
what
must
about
not take into account the like $900,000 job in 2021.
yeah, I know, dude. I know what the fuck, dude. Well, we'll get to that because I think some of that data is on here still too.
Okay.
So Python minimum 60K, maximum 200K, and then average 110K. The full stack, that's another one we could look at. 210. Okay, that's about more fair. 50K, 110 for the average, which we already knew. Java, which I don't. What in Web3 uses Java?
Probably some JVM stuff on the back
Okay,
end. Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough. I'll let them get away with that. Fair enough. The minimum of 33K.
Who was doing Java for 33K? You need to stop, sir.
Yeah, stop it. They're probably not in the United States. They're probably not in the United
Yeah,
States.
no.
Okay, so the trend in Web3 salary. So here's a chart that is going to tell us the trends in the salary that these positions have been getting paid from back in December 2021. That was like right around like were we at peak euphoria around then, or
I think that was the denial phase by December, right?
or was that just yeah, damn, it was that long ago, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're getting old, man. Shit.
We're getting old.
Yeah, so it went down a little bit in December, January up, and then in March and April. And I remember around this time too, man. I remember around this time in some of the webinars, I had a lot of influx people giving me like trying to acquiesce me for an interview for some of this stuff, and it like kind of came out of the blue.
Yeah.
Similar to kind of like what you're saying has happened now, and we can see that our assertion is correct. Maybe not so much in February, but also February is not finished yet. So the data, we only probably have half data for the month. So I don't know if we can rely on this, but see December and January, dude, look at that, Cody. That's even more so than back the last time we noticed that, right? So we had two peaks here since basically this is kind of since the bear market, because you're right. December is when
that was like right before it got really bad. That was like
we had a couple hard hits in December though, right?
Yeah,
like
that was like,
oh,
it's just a correction. It's just a correction.
Yeah, yeah,
it wasn't.
Yep. Imagine Web3 and .NET sticks, LOL. Dude, there was some job postings on the site for that. I think Aurelian actually sent them to me last night. Who were like, "What are they doing with this? What are they doing?" Yeah. So basically, we've kind of seen like a little bit of a trend upwards, right? I mean, this last one here, we don't have the data for it all the way. So here's some hard numbers too, and we can see that again with the prices as well, because in that March, April time, those the averages were up, went down, and it looks like, and again, February, we don't have February yet, right? We don't have all February yet, but look, December and January, I mean, dude, this is 540K for
creeping up.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? Tis a lot indeed. How many Web3 developer jobs are there? And I wonder if this is listings that were on the site, or
I think so.
Because how can they? There's no way that they're going to go and get all the answers from people unless they personally contact these people, and then, who's to say they're going to respond? So I don't know. Maybe we'll skip this one because I'm not sure. There's no context on it. It just says how many Web3 jobs are there, but we can still kind of see that peak right around that time, the first one. Check how many Web3 developer jobs are posted in the month of December 2021. 691. And then it's got lower numbers now for sure. So so we kind of had, so in the April and May range, but that was when we had that first peak. And then it's kind of been like down, well, maybe up in like August. How many new Web3 developer jobs are posted per month? So I wonder if this salary,
it's got to be from that site only, because I'm sure they have all this back end data that they're putting into this visualization pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they could be able to tell all that information, but nonetheless, you can definitely see where it went down from the denial phase to, hey, it's ogre. It's ogre.
Yeah. Right? Oh, it's actually over.
How many applicants per Web3 job? We had a little peak there in the applications for the Web3 jobs in that time period too.
Yeah.
We got some more going on now
We got
too.
some more now. People are paying attention again.
Interesting. To understand how competitive it is to find a Web3 job, you need to know how many applicants are applying an average per each job every month. So we started here 123 and now we're at 129. So I mean, I don't see like any huge spikes in these numbers. We got last month 280. It's pretty big. It's more than doubled over here when this data was started being tracked, but I don't know if that's like anything insane. Web3 salaries by seniority. So get this, dude. I saw this one last night. The senior and a lead dev are going to make more than the CTO, which I guess that might
Maybe
be
on paper.
yeah. With the salary, but maybe not so much with everything else. Yeah, that makes sense. March was peak last year. Was March the peak of March of 2022, Aurelian? That was
No, that was 20. Let's say 21, wasn't it? What year is it? What decade is it?
what how old are we? Where am I? March 2021 was like peak, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna have to chart this now.
That's right. Actually, November, my birthday, bro. Like around my birthday time was when Bitcoin reached its all-time high of 64 for the first time. Or was that 2020? And then after that, yeah, that was 2021. God, dude.
Yeah, March was like right. March 2021 was at like on March 1st it was 49.5.
Yes, we were already downwards. Wait,
Yeah,
2021 or 2022?
2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we had like in the summer of 2021, we had the summer lull, right?
Yeah.
That was when everyone was like, "It's ogre." That was when,
Yeah.
that was when, gotcha, bitch. That was when everyone thought it was ogre, but
Yep.
it wasn't. It was just a Fugazi ogre.
So March 13th, 2021, 61,200. So that was damn near the top. So
yeah. I don't remember years anymore. So it really says, so you're saying there's a chance? Yes, bro. Yes. Yeah, we just had a pump at that time. Yeah. Or a slight revival pump. Slight new grass revival. All right. So, and the architect's also going to be making is that slightly more than the CTO, but it looks the same. The graph's definitely a little bit higher. And you got your little junior over here, your little junior making the 60. You got the lead over here. He's probably not writing any code. He's probably just trying to fix people's broken code. Lead developers have the highest average salary, 126K per year, with a minimum base salary of 60K and a maximum of 230. And that aspect for juniors is 60K is gonna be the minimum. All right, an average 12K is gonna be the minimum, and max be 150. It's not, dude. 150K is not bad for a junior dev, man.
No, not at all. That's really good, actually.
Yeah, it's fucking great. That's great. Let's see. And that's just the same information, just charted right there or laid out for you. Salaries by location. Now, obviously, North America is going to have the highest average salary for Web3 by location, with an average of 125K. They put quote unquote remote 115K. I mean, let's get real. I think this data might be a little jacked up because probably most of these places are all remote, right? What do you think, Cody?
Yeah, pretty much all Web3 companies are remote. I don't think I've seen it.
If you're remote, you still have a location. So where are they saying that the location of people who are remote are at? Are they?
I don't know. Maybe some S-worded countries.
Yes, maybe. This is a possibility. Hold on, I gotta plug my computer in before it dies, guys. Oh no, it's ogre. And then obviously down here, like I was mentioning earlier, we got South America with the lowest, which the number is what it looks like. In between.
Oh, your mic died. Oh no. Aurelian says, I wish I had that max RN FRFR, which is Zoomer talk for right now. For real.
Yes.
This is possible. You could with this one simple trick.
With these 7 silly steps, you too, for real, no cap, can have this.
On God.
Is my audio good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, South American developers have the lowest salary. Their average salary is $60K with a minimum base salary of $15K. Same data laid out. And this is just a chart by country. So the United States developers have you guys got a typo over here. You guys got to come fix that. Had the highest average salary. We know that already. Blah blah blah. Panama developers. All right. Where's your boy at? Adam.
Rip Adam.
Adam. This is
All
why,
right, bro. All right, bro.
This answers the question, Adam. Now we know. He told us that though. He said most of the not Web3, but most of the developer positions in Panama are like super low, dude. I mean, I guess it's affordable over there, dude. Shit, you try to come over here, you couldn't even live like in Mississippi on like 12K.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like, oh man. Czech Republic, a nice 90K salary. Germany, 80K. Costa Rica. Damn, do you do 80K in Costa Rica?
That's pretty good.
Max 100K, dude. I'd go to Costa Rica and go backwards to 100K
for sure.
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool because Costa Rica's cheap, I think, right?
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it is anymore.
I don't know. I'm just an ignorant American. I don't really know these things. I think I'm willing to assume it's cheaper than here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So 100K there, dude. Shoo. And we got all these countries here. I mean, Italy, 57K. Kenya. There's Web3 developers in Kenya. Dang, son. They're everywhere. Malaysia, China, 40K. Ukraine, 32K. And Argentina and Panama being the lowest. Latest Web3 jobs with salaries. There's just some posting that they have.
Number one right there.
Site reliability engineer, dude. There we go. There we go, dude. 110 to 140K. Does that look about? Yeah, we'll just go to it. Does that salary range look right to you, Cody?
This is a little low, in my opinion.
How low?
Probably about 20-30 grand low for Web3 anyway. Because that's like Web2 salary range for SRE. Okay. Web3 is a little bit higher, I think.
Let's see what they say. Maybe there's compensation at Space and Time. So this place called Space and Time. We are solving Web3's toughest data analytics challenge at planetary scale with
decentralized peer-to-peer technology.
We're building the data foundation of Web3, a fully decentralized and community-operated data warehouse using novel cryptographic to maybe they make cryptographic encryption to connect tamper-proof query results directly to smart contracts. All right, hold on a second here. Feller. All right. So they're using cryptography to connect tamper-proof query results. What do they use that makes them tamper-proof? Because they're cryptographic.
Probably just encrypted.
Yeah.
It's probably just GraphQL, like an encrypted GraphQL. It's like
don't give away the sauce, dude. Don't give away the sauce. And so they embed those results directly to a smart contract. That's actually a pretty good idea, dude.
Yeah.
We should go take their idea, dude.
We should. And
all right,
think
so that's
of a
what
better company name.
Yeah, we probably could too. This enables joining trustless on-chain and off-chain data in a single platform. That's the reason why. Allowing Web3 developers to build new use cases quickly. Our team is growing fast, backed by the top L1 blockchains and VCs, as well as enterprise partners such as Microsoft, Samsung, Next. Career at Space and Time is lucrative, fast pace. We value you and all your ideas, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's the description, Cody. Tell me if this sounds right. As an SRE, software engineer at the validator engineering team, you will join a highly skilled engineering team responsible for mission critical support of all application and infrastructure. You will be responsible for designing and implementing and maintaining the infrastructure and applications that run our network of nodes. That part sounds right, huh?
Yeah. You
will work closely with your development team to ensure high availability, reliability, and scalability of our distributed network. Does this sound like a pitch I'm trying to give for these people now?
Yeah. Apart from the they used engineer twice in SRE software
Yeah.
engineer. So
People
site reliability
they
engineer,
they say
software
that though.
engineer.
That's like a thing, dude. And I hate like I'm glad that someone else knows that because I really don't like that. I think it sounds
Oh,
that's
it's
dumb.
terrible.
Yeah. The U.S. salary range for this full-time position will be 110 to 140. In addition to your base salary, your total compensation package will include a target annual bonus, RSUs, and benefits. All right, so you're going to be getting a little bit extra other than just the cash. Because you know why? Probably because the cash is coming from the VC funding.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
they're like, hey, we got like this much in the bank, and we can pay this much for this much time, and the rest we're gonna have to like make with magic tokens to give you some magic internet money. So, and then also whatever, maybe some of the bonuses might be coming from that. I don't know. So what would you say with those things added there? What do you think we can assume total compensation might be if we exclude? Well, we can include benefits too, like healthcare or whatever.
Yeah. It's probably like a 10 to 20% bonus on top of that salary.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably right.
And then whatever token they have or whatever, which I'm sure they're going to allocate to you in like maybe another 20%.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably right.
Yeah.
But
I mean, so that's
probably not all at once. It's probably going to be like
no.
either quarterly or every paycheck. So
yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair, depending on their bonuses, I guess. Their targeted annual bonus.
so
Because they could do something wild and be like, all right, here's a 30% bonus.
Yeah, or they could just be like, hey, like we waited this entire allotted time, and here's like 50% of your yearly salary in tokens right now.
Yeah.
By the way, don't tell anybody. We're gonna go pump the market real quick, so all of us can exit for the next couple of months. So get ready, little Jimmy. That's not too bad.
No, that's pretty.
Aurelian said if you're making 800 plus USD per month, you're living good. And he's talking about in Latin countries.
Yeah.
Rarely.
Latarn.
What is up? Good to see you in the house, Danielle. And the buzzwords. The buzzwords. All right. So individual base pay depends on various factors such as complexity and responsibility of the role, job, duties, requirements. So base pay ranges are reviewed typically and updated each year. Offers made within the base pay range applicable at a time. Dude, this is a pretty thorough like explanation of like this, like your pay and in just the app, in just like the job posting itself. So I actually appreciate that because sometimes they're kind of like vague about
they're vague about that stuff. Yeah,
intentionally too. Yeah. All right, Cody, here you go. Deploy, implement, maintain infrastructure.
Check.
Run the networking nodes. Check. All right. Collaborate with all engineering teams to ensure that the system is highly available, reliable, and scalable.
Check.
Monitor the system's performance and troubleshoot issues to ensure the network is running smoothly.
Check.
Check indeed. Recognize, alert, and automate resolution of issues with infrastructure. Interact with space team customers. Help the deployment integration to space time services.
Yes.
Who do you think their like? What would you say their customers are? Not names of people or companies, but like.
So it depends. So typically, when you talk about customers in SRE, it's the development teams you support.
Okay.
So like you view the development teams that are building on your infrastructure as your customer, and then by waterfall, you're supporting their customers.
Okay. Sounds about right. Here we go, dude. Here we go. We got the K word. Use and modify automation using tools such as Kubernetes, Helm, Docker, Rancher, and GitHub.
Standard stack, I would say.
Yeah, it sounds about big old check to me. I think an elephant just landed on their ass right above me. Manage and configure the monitoring and alerting systems to detect and respond to issues quickly.
Checks.
Implement, maintain disaster recovery and business continuity plans.
Oh yeah, good old DR plans.
I feel like this should be like one of the seniors in that position's job to do, though, huh?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of mix. SRE is a weird role because it's like a semi-senior role because you're in charge of a lot. Like you're responsible for a lot of stuff. So basically, business continuity basically means, hey, if anything bad happens, can we still make money? Basically,
yeah.
So it goes hand in hand with disaster recovery or DR plans. So
help with efforts of company to pass compliance audits such as SOC.
Yeah. Yeah, well, most companies should be doing some kind of like outside security audits to make
Yeah.
sure that their stuff is actually secure so they don't, rug their entire customer base.
Mm-hmm. FTX. That was intentional though. Anyway, skills qualifications. So they
That's
want
actually
to.
the first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that
is.
first line, I've never seen that for a Web3 job.
You just took the words out of my mouth. I was just thinking that. And this, because dude, I gotta say, this sounds like a pretty good quality job, man. Other than like the
Yeah.
pay might be a little down a little bit, but if you take compensation into factor, I'm willing to bet, bro. I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet if you could do the job and you could do it good,
They don't care.
They probably don't care. They probably don't have a lot of people applying to this one who actually can.
Nobody knows what an SRE is.
Exactly.
Nobody knows what that is. Does anyone in the chat know what an SRE is? Apart from what we just read in this job description.
Aurelian might know.
He might know.
Oh no, the dreaded degree requirement. Oh no. Yeah, if you guys know what SRE is, type it in the chat. We'll see if anybody knows. Can't Google it, guys. Collaborate with all engineering teams to ensure. Oh, we already did this. Okay. Yeah. Understanding of experience working with cloud platforms such as AWS, GCP, and Azure. That's probably pretty standard. Yeah. Understanding of experience working with relational database schemas, and understanding of database concepts, indexes, and partitions.
I don't know why you necessarily need to know that, but sure.
I'm just thinking. Wonder. Oh, dude, you know why? You know why? I'll tell you why. Because they're taking back to what they said that they're doing. They're taking query results to put into. They're building the infrastructure to send secure cryptographic query results to a smart contracts. That's probably why.
Yeah, they're basically using GraphQL to pump into smart contracts.
Can you select star from a table? Good. Minimum 3+ years experience, site reliability. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that because that's that was the.
Oh, it's
use SRE. Is that? I can't put that word on there. Oh my god.
Got him.
All right. Well, SRE ended. Site reliability engineer. So now you guys know 3+ years experience of containerization and orchestration technologies such as Kubernetes and Docker, bro. That's 3 years. Sound good? Like for that?
Yeah, I think it's a little early. I think Kubernetes came out in like 2017. Or 2016 or something like that.
People weren't even hopping onto Kubernetes till like the Kubernetes train was last year, dude.
Remember that? Yeah, pretty much. That's when it like blew up, was last year. Because I remember I started studying that in 2020, and everyone was like, "Nah, no one cares about that." Like, all right.
It's funny how things change, right? Yeah. Knowledge of database systems such as Postgres, MySQL, and Mongo. I mean, I think most just developers would already know that. What up? We got OG in the house over here. What up? But maybe for this position, I mean, like you were saying earlier, you don't see why, but then what they're specifically doing with their tech.
That makes sense. You kind of have to understand how databases work if you want to do this job.
Yeah. Here's a hard one. Here's going to be a hard one for some people out there. You have great interpersonal and communication skills. So that might be a barrier to entry for most of the big brains.
That might be.
We'll have to see. Excellent problem-solving skills and ability to work under pressure. Boom, 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 boom. I mean,
copyright.
Ultra competitive salaries. I don't know what that was like.
I don't know about ultra competitive.
Yeah, if you put the bonus in there, it'd be decent. But medical, dental, vision, insurance, disability, life. All right. 401k, dude, ain't no one that's not a boomer gives LOL and dude, no one gives a shit about that. Fake nonsense. It's faker than this protocol that's going to be vaporware, maybe. Who knows? Yeah. Aggressive bonus structure and or space time token allocation. So we called it, bro.
So yeah.
We called it
for sure. Aggressive bonus structure. Now that's interesting.
So we were saying 20. Let's bump that number up to
that might be
40, 50%.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when all that stuff was going on in the peak hysteria of the market, I know people that were working at places that were getting like 50% of their salary in tokens paid out with each biweekly paycheck they had. So you got your paycheck, and then you got direct deposit into your wallet, whatever wallet of choice that you wanted of the token and the current value of the token at the time relevant to 50% of your salary, right? So you
Just give
still
me
got
that
the same
free
USD
Bitcoin.
value. What was that?
Just give me that free Bitcoin, baby.
Yeah, because we're just gonna sell that shit immediately and go and swap it for something else.
Absolutely.
OG in the house says, when you remind your boss that your raises were supposed to be aggressive. Excuse me, sir. Please, I have to feed my family. And then very flexible PTO and paid holidays, flexible work week. I mean, that's pretty like modern nowadays, I'd say. But that's good. Very flexible remote work options. Good.
I just saw the ultimate red flag.
Where
And this
is
next
it?
one. This next one.
A massive list of perks, including discretionary add-on bonuses for hard work, attending exciting events, conferences, parties. We're headquartered on the beach near LA.
Oof.
But don't mind if you work remote. Yeah.
Oof. All right, never mind.
I don't know.
Never mind, guys. Don't apply to this one. That explains the degree requirement. That explains a lot. The 401k plan, because most Web3 jobs don't even offer a 401k because they're like, come on, dude. You know.
Yeah. I mean, they're basically saying right there, like you probably should come to LA, but we don't mind if you're remote. But I don't want to say it.
Please come to LA. We're renting out a building for this.
They probably don't have anybody in LA who can or wants to do this. So like,
no,
they're gonna have to find. You're gonna have to get yourself a remote boy. That's for sure. Sorry,
that salary is way too low for LA, dog.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, no way. Notice for third-party recruitment staffing agencies. So they're saying like, hey, we're not going to use any recruiters. So, companies such as these words. All right. Well, that was pretty good. That was. I mean,
did you see that at the bottom? It said use the word candy shop to see that you've read this job description.
Does it say candy shop?
Yeah, apply for this job. When applying, mention the word candy shop to show you read the job post completely.
Oh my god, this is a beta site. Yeah, so trying to stop mass suppliers. This is a beta feature to avoid spam applicants. Companies that search these words to find applicants that read this and see that they're human, and then there's like this.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's some capture character bullshit, I guess, to stop the bot from applying for this job. I guess I don't know.
Stop the AI from taking your jobs, literally.
Yep. My gerb, ChatGPT, my gerb. Was that all the way at the bottom? Oh wait, what the hell is this? Let's see.
Candy shop is a sus keyword.
It's a sus keyword, dude, and especially in LA with that in the back of my mind.
Dude, yeah, that is very sus.
Something happened to the page over here.
Oh god,
I'm just gonna reload.
The salaries got higher, dude.
Yeah, it's ogre. It's ogre. It's ogre. What about senior smart contract engineer? And I say there's C++ dev, senior blockchain Ethereum, 120 to 200K, a gamma swap. Take a peek at that real quick, and then maybe the data analyst, Web3 QA engineer. Blech. No, thank you. Copy editor. Hey, OG, here you go, dude. In Brazil, you're going to get paid 40K in Sao Paulo, my friend. Beeb the bob. That was terrible. It's Brazilian accent. Fintech growth associate, senior software engineer in test, Golang. When I saw the in test, I immediately got turned off. What is a Web3 developer advocate? Are they an advocate
for advocate?
I got to see this. I got to see this one, dude.
I think that might be like translating developer talk to customer talk.
Okay. You will be a key hire for the future of our team and the adaptation of our protocol. In this role, an intersection of domain expertise and external development. You'll be helping build foundational infrastructure for Web3. A successful candidate must have deep knowledge of at least one programming language and understand of smart contracts integration.
That's a recruiter.
Yeah, that can talk shop, I guess.
Yeah.
Basically. And also, I guess maybe for sales and stuff too. Integrated technician, junior backend engineer. I guess we could do virtual reality analyst, Air Force for civilian services. Uh-oh.
Not the Air Force.
No. Uh-oh.
Not the.
Uh-oh.
Never mind. That's probably banned on YouTube. I was gonna say the. Just say the B word.
I want to see what's going on with this because this is kind of up my alley right here. Looking for a self-starter who wants to be a part of a team that transforms the world.
Welcome to Learn to Apply to Jobs Live.
Learn to apply to jobs live. Hey, don't forget to mention Candy Shop. What? Candy Shop again? Wait, what is this? Seeking someone with Web3 background.
Cyber crimes investigator? That is the coolest job description ever. It's Chainalysis too.
Where do you see that? Where do you see that?
That was under. It was like the fourth one down.
Oh, okay.
I
On the
think.
main list.
Yeah. Cyber crimes investigator for Chainalysis.
OG Nick's stuff too, right here. The global financial ecosystem is changing. I like how they're starting it like it's a pair. The global financial ecosystem is changing. Revolutionary blockchain technology has unlocked the potential for people around the world to have access to wealth and information. Oh, dude, this is like the AI generated copy pasta for a white paper. First sentence. Literally, the transformation has begun. Blah blah blah. Provide technical advice. Investigate analytics support. Extremely difficult, complex, technical, penetrating to cryptocurrencies. Demonstrate program resource management skills. It's a long one. Let's look at the smart contract, the senior smart contract, Gamma Swap, a novel Oracle-free volatility DEX where users can short the liquidity inside of any automated market maker and any liquidity pool. This can be used to hedge a permanent loss or to long volatility on a token pair. This looks like a headache, dude. Honestly,
yeah, dude.
Point, no, bro. Thanks. That looks like you're not going to sleep at nighttime,
dude. For real.
Responsibilities: design, develop, blah, 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 envision, develop features, implement algorithms. Okay, so you're doing dev stuff. Collaborate with the team. Identify, advocate team arrays, improve, mentor team members to refine their technical skills and architectural skills. Take a security first approach to smart contract development. Well, actually, if you're in this case, the senior, what you're going to do is you're going to forget to do that. And then once you finish it, you're going to be like, fuck, we have to go back and do that later on, a year later or something like that. You want to actually probably do it. 5+ years, software engineering, basic Solidity understanding, prefer with at least any project shipped to mainnet. Okay, so they want someone who's sent a project to mainnet. I think that's pretty fair, like thing to ask for.
Yeah.
Quickly iterate ship code, experience version control to just get engineering best practices, exceptional judgment, problem solving skills, analytical mindset. Get that analytical mindset, so an ability to work in areas beyond your comfort zone. A passion for learning and self-awareness of your learning style. All right. Well, I mean, that was quite a bit. That was quite a bit of different like jobs out there. I mean, some of the names of some of these things, dude.
Yeah. It's like they make up their own names.
They do. OG, because I'm not going to call him by his real name, just call him OG, says, do y'all expect to negotiate salary? I think you kind of got to like suss out during the interview, because in those places that are like our range is 110 to 140K for the SRE position, Cody.
Yeah.
They're telling you a range already, and that's already kind of them trying to like establish the boundary there. But if you go to the interview and you suss it out, and not to say that you need to go and prey upon these people, but if you especially that position, you could definitely ask for more, right? If you could tell that they were in need of the position to be filled and they're having maybe a little bit of a harder time than they would like to, you could definitely probably try to go ahead and negotiate a salary. It's just all about how you're doing it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to be able to hit them with, I need 180K. But you'd probably squeak by maybe 150 if you really kill the interview and they're like, oh, we need this guy.
Especially because the token allocations and the bonuses too. I think that's they're gonna try to they would try to use that as a bargaining tool
as an incentive. Yeah.
Well, you don't need a raise.
I don't want your.
They give you tokens, all right?
I don't want your shit coin. Get out of here.
Space and time coin. Most of investigations is writing briefs for clients. Yeah, interesting, man. Very interesting. All right, well, we don't have to plug your channel because we already did at the beginning, Cody. Do you have any parting words to these peeps?
Parting words. Yeah, learn cloud, dude. Because you can go into Web3 because now Web3 is cloud. So whether for good or bad,
Thanks, Vitalik.
profit from it. Yeah. Thanks, Vitalik. Also buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, I was, I was thinking, when I got out of the shower earlier, I was like, I have someone I got to text, and I need to tell them, don't forget, buy Bitcoin, because this person has. All right, guys, that's all we got tonight. We'll see you guys later.